Yeah, man, I had to put the shades on for this one. I had to put the Louis frames on for this one because I'm about to go in real fast. I know this video might not sit real with a lot of people, but one thing about it, the people who love truth, who love facts, they gonna swallow it. They gonna swallow it and wash it down with a good old bottle of Sesakaya 88. But I touched on this in one of my previous videos briefly, and I promised I would go more deep on another video, and I will be going more deep in the future, but I want to touch on it right now, and I want to put a little meat on the table and speak on why the civil rights movement was a big mistake. How it left a stain on the black community that has still not been washed away. Now, they do have some black people, and I noticed more and more during this last administration, the Trump administration, woke up to a lot of things, and maybe some even before then. But for me, I just really began to wake up after the last 4 years. I'm not gonna lie, because I really didn't care about those type of things, which is the most black people mindset. We don't care about nothing that's important. We only care about sports, entertainment, things that are not important and not improving our community. But this is why the civil rights movement was a big mistake. Now, people like Martin Luther King, the great Martin Luther King, the great Malcolm X, when the civil rights movement was started and these guys were, at the forefront, they had great intentions, pure intentions. I have no evidence, and I've done a lot of research to say otherwise, that these two brothers. But then you had guys like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, just to name a few, and even today people like Ben Crump, they came along as race hustlers. They race hustlers. They care nothing about the black race. They are opportunists, and they have learned that all you have to do is play on black people emotions, and you got them. You got them. It doesn't matter about nothing else. When all you gotta do is make sure you deal with the black person, woman or man, and most of these men is more emotional today than back then because they are being raised by single mothers, so they have the emotions of mama. So all you have to do is play on their emotions, and you got them, right? But this is why the civil rights movement was a big mistake. Like I said, I understand that the great Martin Luther King, the great Malcolm X had great intentions, but once they was removed in the 60s, and people like race hustlers, opportunists like people like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and there's a lot of them I can't really name, but that's some of the popular names. Like today, they got the Ben Crump guy. Anytime something happened with a white person or police, he just pops up. But black on black crime, there's no problem. Black women committing abortion at a 3-time higher rate than any other women. None of that is a problem to him. But anyway, like I say, with the civil rights movement did to the black people, because the reason why it was a big mistake, for one, it wasn't about a transfer of wealth. It wasn't about a transfer of power, or not so much it wasn't about equal power with everybody. It wasn't about equal resources. None of that. All it was about was, I want to go to the school with you. I want to eat at the same restaurant as you. I want to sit at the same toilet as you, as famous as Miss Malcolm X said. He said that it was all about sharing a toilet with the white man. I don't speak negatively toward the white man. I love the white man. The white man has did a lot to help me, more to help me than any other race. The white man is my brother in the Lord, my brother in Christ. I'm not one of those guys who bash the white man this, the white man that, because clearly, as we see today, the white man is more on our side than anybody. We seen that with the President Trump. President Trump did more for the black community than Obama even tried to do. I want to say that again. President Trump did more for the black community than Obama even tried to do. So, like I say, the civil rights movement left black people in the victim mindset. that's still plaguing them today. That it's always someone else's fault, the white man's fault, this fault, and the stuff that and it's still today. Like you have, like matter of fact, in the small town where I'm from, you had it happen last year, and I think it happened in I don't know which, maybe it was, I think it was Virginia or one of the Carolinas, where they protested. A bunch of black people protested to have a statue of a slave on a remove. And this is the type of programming that the civil rights movement is. And guess who is always there? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Ben Crump. They always there championing these things, right? And my thing is this: black people will put all their energy in marching, hooping, and hollering to get a statue removed that's not even bothering them. This statue might have been here for so long. This dude might have was a slave on. Okay, cool. But what is this statue being removed? How is that going to help your family? How is that going to help your family tree, your children, anything in your life by this statue being removed? But you know what? It's not going to help anything. But guess what it is going to do to a small-minded person? It's going to make them feel better. Right? And this is what the civil rights movement did. It made black people always depend on not God, but the black church. Not God, but the preacher. Not God, but a civil rights leader. They always want to follow a leader, and they've been trained to believe in, I gotta do this to get this, which is never bringing any real. It's never bring any real results. We have to, as a black community, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we have to start all over, tear down, rebuild, brainwash, literally. Brainwash ourselves, wash our brain from all the nonsense that our parents taught us, our grandparents, because a lot of our parents, and I'm not trying to say this in a disrespectful manner, I'm just being truthful. A lot of our parents and grandparents were brainwashed, and they laid that brainwashing on us. And if you ask, I guarantee you, if you ask your parent or your grandparent right now today, why are they a Democrat? And I guarantee you, I will put every dollar I have and to tell you, they're going to tell you because the Democratic Party was for the blacks. And as we go look at it, and if you do your own research, you will realize that that's not the truth. The Democrat Party is the founder of the KKK. They are founder of the Jim Crow laws, which has had the civil rights movement going in the first place. Now, Lyndon B. Johnson is a Democratic president. He signed the Civil Rights Act, ending all the Jim Crow laws and, breaking segregation and all that. But the thing is this, that's the only thing that was ever done for black people by the Democratic Party. And like I say, it was a mistake. Because still to this day, we feel as though marching, hooping, and hollering is going to change something. It haven't. It's only one change for the black community. One. It's no 2, 3, 4, 5. First of all, we got to return back to God. That's the number one thing. And once we return back to God, that's going to let us know if we don't know, if we didn't, because a lot of us didn't have our fathers or didn't have our mothers, or we didn't have a productive family coming up. So first thing as a black community, we're going to have to do, no ifs and buts about it, we're going to have to turn back to God. Once we turn back to God, that's going to cause us to not be having babies out of wedlock, not be getting abortions, not be just spreading our seed as men everywhere. It's going to start us back by being fathers in the home, which in turn is going to create a whole new generation coming behind us. That's number one. We're going to have to teach our children to love one another, not just because they look like you, not because they think like you. Love everybody. Love everybody. This person is not against you. Like they teaching critical race theory in school. This is absurd. This is absurd for them to even be teaching this in school. But it's to further make the black man feel like a victim. And it's the white man's fault. When the white man, trust me, I'm not saying it's on your side more than the average black man. the white man to be on your side more than some of your own family members. Take my word for it. You could call me a coon, Uncle Tom, whatever you want to call it. I wear that with pride because I know what I'm 33 and I know what my life, I know what I done lived in my life. But what I will say is this here. We have to return back to God, rebuild a family by rebuilding a man, and we're going to have to go, and and that's just how it's going to have to be. We're going to have to tear everything down. Our music that we listen to, rap music, we have the only music that women and men rappers are destructive to their communities. Women rap about prostitution. Men rap about killing each other, doing drugs. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's being fed right back into our community, and it's rebuilding people because a lot of these children today, if you look at them, that's who they're being raped by. The little girl being raped by Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion and the City Girl. The young men is being raped by Kodak Black, NBA Young Boy, Lil Durk. So they do what these rappers say they doing, and maybe some of these rappers did live their life at one particular time. Maybe some of them still are, but these rappers are millionaires. They're making money. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that they telling your children to do is it's gonna hurt you and your children, because when they be up dead or in prison, then that's gonna fall back on the family. So we gotta tear down, because at this point we too far gone to try to patch up certain stuff. At this point we just gonna have to tear everything down, thinking and everything else, and just start to rebuild. Right? And like I said, we have to start with God. We have to start with God. The Bible teaches you everything on how to raise a family, how to treat your wife, how to treat your children. The Bible is an instruction for life. Right? So, speaking on the civil rights movement, like I said, I'm going to go further in this because a lot of time I make a video and I get off at other things that come to my mind. But this is part one on why the civil rights movement was a big mistake. Because, right, like I say, people like Malcolm X and Martin King, they're great men. I admire them, and I know they had good intent. But once they was taken from us, it went somewhere else. Black man, black woman, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You are in charge of your destiny. The decision that you make gonna affect you, and if you have children, it's gonna affect your children for your life coming. It's not about what the white man doing or nobody doing. And if you do experience occasional racism in life, guess what? You got to take it with the punch. They got old saying, the good suffer for the bad. Look at black people, man. I posted a video the other day, understanding women part 2, and I linked the video in there. And listen, man, when these white folks see the way we act, the music we make, talking about each other, trust and believe, not all of them, but most of those white people are frightened of us. That's why they don't want us around. Like for me, although I'm a civilized, rehabilitated, godly man, I wasn't always that way. I just cut my dreadlocks. I got tattoos from my neck down. So when I experience racism, guess what? I understand, for one, the good got to suffer for the bad. And I understand, too, this is some market. This some of the things people, we understand it's not right, but we are judged. Sometimes we stereotype. That's life. Life ain't always fair, but it's very simple. And you can take control of it. So, like I said, man, we have to focus on what's going to help our community, what's going to help us, what's going to help our family. We got to stop putting energy in stuff that is counterproductive. Marching for a statue to be took down of a slave owner is counterproductive. It's not helping anyone. It's not helping our bank account. It's not helping our children's future. Going march because a dude who was a criminal, a known criminal, because let's be honest, these dudes who get shot by police, let's be honest, these are not, you never seen nobody get shot in a cap and gown. You never seen nobody get shot in their work boots. You never seen nobody get shot in a suit and tie. Every dude that we done seen that was executed by police, I'm not justifying it. Some of them was justified, but I'm not going to get off into that. Every situation we seen where somebody was murdered by police, 9 times out of 10, they was a convicted felon, a criminal of multiple offenses. Right? And yet and still, they already know when they put these type of things on the news, black people gonna get in their emotion. They gonna play on the black people emotion. They did it last year with George Floyd during a pandemic. Right? They put the George Floyd situation on TV and had black people all over the United States rioting and marching and not practicing social distancing when this was in the midst of a pandemic and nobody knew what to do. There was no vaccine, there was no nothing. But Negroes put all that to the side to go march for somebody who was wrongfully killed. Yes, he was. Yes, George Floyd was wrongfully killed, but he could have avoided that situation by putting his hand behind his back, which is he eventually did. The dude was in cuffs. Wasn't supposed to die. Let's get that. The cop was wrong. He doing what he's supposed to be doing for that right now. He in jail. But I'm saying, this could have been avoided. When the people pulled up, caught him doing what he was doing, I'm wrong. Put the cuff, but let's go to jail. No arguing, no fuss, no fight. Go to jail like the rest of us do. This game black people like to play with the police. What you pulling me over for? You can't do that, this, that, and the third. It costs a lot of us our lives. When the cop pull you over, black man, comply. Because guess what? The cop ain't got to be racist. Nothing could be wrong with the cop. But the cop got to make it home to his family. And after the way he see how y'all act with each other on the news and rap videos, I'd be scared of y'all too. If I never grew up around no black people and wasn't from the hood, and I seen the way black people act in movies, on rap videos, and in general on just video. All you do is go to videos on YouTube. Black people are out of control. Not all, but most. And I was somebody that's coming from another computer, don't know y'all, I'm scared, and I got a gun. Man, I would be scared too, and I would make some decisions out of impulse too. Because we got to remember, these cops are people. They're not superhuman. They people, they have feelings, they have emotions just like anybody else. And I support the cops. I support the cops, and I've been in police cars hundreds of times. I've been in prison and everything. But I support them because I understand that I know they have a job to do, just like everybody got a job to do. And a lot of black people put their jobs in danger. But like I said, and the next thing you know, they do something they was forced to do, whether by impulse or whether they wanted to do it. Because we understand they got racist police, they got racist black, they got racists of all races. We understand that. They do have racist police officers. But I out of all my life, I only had to run in with one racist police officer. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't physically handle me wrong. He verbally handled me wrong, and I still got through the process. I went to jail, but I went to jail in one piece with no physical altercation. Because why? I understood the assignment. You got to understand the system. You got to understand the assignment, understand the person. And mind you, this has happened only to me one time. And then here it is, these type of situations happening. We all in the street marching. And guess who's going to pop up? Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, and Jesse Jackson. To play on the black people emotion and make it feel like they victims. And make it feel like cops just riding around killing people. And all this stem back from the civil rights movement. We gonna march, hoop, and holler. And they not doing that. Jesse Jackson, Ben Crump, Sheila Jackson Lee, Maxine Waters, all these people who be pushing all that, these people stay in $1 million gated communities right next to the people that they say oppressing you. Black man, black woman, wake up. Y'all being used. Y'all being used. And that's what the civil rights movement, after the great Martin Luther King and Malcolm X passed away, everybody else, all they did was seeing that they can use black people for political power, for money, and to remain in their positions. And to make the black person feel like they're the savior when they're not. God is the savior. Thank y'all for watching this video, man. I will be coming with another part 2 to why the civil rights movement was a big mistake. Thank you for watching.